Welcome to my video lecture on electric flux, Gauss's law and its applications. Electric flux over a surface is qualitatively defined as the number of electric field lines linked normally with that surface, and quantitatively as the scalar product of electric field intensity E and surface area A, that is phi equal to E dot A, or in terms of integral, phi is equal to integral over E dot ds. Gauss's law states that electric flux over a closed surface is equal to 1 by epsilon naught times total charge enclosed by that surface. Mathematically, phi equal to q upon epsilon naught. Now, proof of Gauss's theorem. The statement of Gauss's theorem to be proved here is phi equal to q upon epsilon naught mathematically. For this, we consider a surface S, and over that surface consider an infinitesimally small surface element ds. The surface S encloses a point charge plus q. Electric flux over the surface ds can be written as d phi equal to vector E dot vector ds and equal to E r cap dot ds. Integrating over the entire surface S, we can write it equal to E multiplied by ds prime, where ds prime is r cap dot ds. Now, since electric field intensity at a point at a distance r from point charge q over the surface lying on the surface ds is equal to 1 by 4 pi epsilon naught q by r square, so flux phi over the surface S may be written equal to 1 by 4 pi epsilon naught q integral over ds prime by r square, and integral over ds prime by r square is equal to solid angle subtended by the surface element ds at the point charge q. Let's say it equal to d omega. Now, since total solid angle at a point is equal to 4 pi, we get, after putting the value of integral over d omega, phi equal to q upon epsilon naught, which is the Gauss's theorem. Now, application of Gauss's theorem. Gauss's theorem can be applied to find electric intensity at a point due to certain symmetrical charge distribution. Let's consider first case, to find intensity at a point outside a charged sphere. Let's say radius of a sphere capital R and charge over the sphere plus q. Now, at a point outside the surface of the sphere at a distance small r from the center of the sphere, suppose point P, intensity at point P is say E. Consider a Gaussian surface passing through the point P enclosing the charge distribution, which is q distributed over the surface. Now, total normal electric induction over the surface element ds may be put from the definition of flux k times epsilon naught k times E epsilon naught cos theta ds, where k is dielectric constant of the medium between the Gaussian surface and the given surface. E is intensity at the point of a surface element ds, and theta is the angle between electric field vector and outgoing normal to the surface element ds. As intensity vector and area vector over the Gaussian surface are parallel to each other, so theta is equal to 0, giving cos theta equal to 1, we get flux over surface element ds equal to k E epsilon naught ds, and this we can mathematically get equal to epsilon naught k E into 4 pi r square, and charge enclosed is q, so putting epsilon naught k E 4 pi r square equal to q, we get expression for E equal to 1 by 4 pi epsilon naught k q by r square, which is equation number 3. Now, electric intensity at the point on the surface of the charged sphere. In this case, since the point is lying on the surface of the charged sphere, we can put small r equal to capital R, where capital R is radius of the sphere. and q can be put equal to sigma into r square. So E is equal to sigma r square by epsilon naught k r square, and putting small r equal to capital R, we get E equal to sigma by epsilon naught k. Second application of Gauss's theorem is to find expression for intensity at a point outside the charge cylinder. In this case, suppose a small charge Q is distributed over a cylinder and E be the intensity at a point P lying outside the cylinder. The charge is radially distributed, so field lines will be radial for the charge distribution over the cylinder. Consider a Gaussian surface. Here it will be a Gaussian cylinder passing through point P, enclosing the charge distribution. In this case, normal electric induction over surface element ds lying on the Gaussian surface can be put equal to k E epsilon naught cos theta into ds, and theta is equal to 1, so it's equal to k E epsilon naught ds, and integrating over the entire Gaussian surface, we get it equal to epsilon naught k E into 2 pi RL, where 2 pi RL is the curved surface area of the Gaussian cylinder. Since length of the Gaussian cylinder is L and charge per unit length over the given cylindrical surface is Q, so we can write k epsilon naught E into 2 pi RL equal to Q into L, and L on both sides gets cancelled, so E is equal to Q by 2 pi epsilon naught K into R. Next application of Gauss's theorem is to find expression for intensity at a point near a charged conductor. Let E be intensity at a point near a charged conductor, and consider an infinitesimally small surface element ds over the conductor, over which flux is equal to k E epsilon naught cos theta into ds. Here field lines and outgoing normal to the surface, they are parallel to each other, so theta is equal to 0, giving cos theta equal to 1, and this gives flux over surface element ds equal to k E epsilon naught ds. Integrating over the entire Gaussian surface and putting it equal to sigma into ds, we get k E epsilon naught ds equal to sigma into ds, and this gives E equal to sigma upon k into epsilon naught.